Hello friends, welcome back to Amazing Women's World. In this video I'll show you the drafting and cutting of Churidar pants or the gather pants using efficiently the fabric of 2 meters and designing in a professional way and the final outcome like the ready-made garment. After watching this video you'll get an idea and you can create this for any age groups and the sizes. So let's start with this project. I'll be using this Cora 2 meters fabric. The first step for the making of Churidar pants is the fold. That means we'll work on the bias. So give the center fold and on the 2 layers we have to give the diagonal fold like this. Now see the folds on the fabric. I've folded in the center, folding one corner like this, fold it diagonally. We'll give the markings on this bias. So today I'd be showing for the large size measurements of making of Churidar pants. The measurements is as follows. The calculation of the same is here. Firstly, to prepare this Churidar salwar, we would require the length that we have to measure from the waist to the ankle. So here I am taking the length of 42 inches, which is the normal length for the adult size. Next we require is the hip length, which is also called as seat length, is of 44 inches. We would also require the knee round length, which is of 18 inches. We'll work for the 2 legs, so divide it by 2, which is 9 inches, and add half an inch for the ease. These measurements are body round measurement. And now we would require the ankle round length, which is 10 inches. Also we have to divide by 2 for the 2 legs, so it's 5 inches. And for preparing the salwars, we would require the main thing, which is the crouch length. The crouch length is calculated as hip length divided by 4 because we'll work on the 4 layers, and for this we'll add the ease. As I said, I'll be working for the large size, so we have to add 4 inches ease. And the crouch length for the different sizes is here. For the small size, hip length divided by 4 plus add 2 inches for the ease. The same way, medium to large size, hip length divided by 4 plus add 3 inches ease. And for the large size, hip length divided by 4, add 4 inches. And if you are XL to XXL, the crouch length would be of hip length divided by 4 plus add 5 inches ease. And finally, we would require the gather's length. Here I'd be preparing the maximum of 15 inches. You can do this for 5 to 15 inches as per your requirement. And we have to calculate the total length, which is 42 inches is the length. And for the gathers, I'd be adding 15 inches. So the total length of this Churidar pants would be of 57 inches. And if you see here, this is the bias fold. For the Churidar pants, we'll work on the bias because it will stretch as per the requirement. And it's the skinny tight garment. For the flexible stretch, we'll work on the bias. Now from the bottom of the cone, start giving the markings of the ankle round length. I'd require 5 inches length and give 1 inch seaming allowance. Also for the ankle hem, give 1 inch marking. So from that bottom line, we'll give 15 inches. This would be for the gathers. Also give the seaming allowance of 1 inch mark. Now place the tape on the fold with the length of 42 inches, which is our required length for the Churidar pants. That means on this line, keep the tape with 42 inches. Now in this calculation, for the belt, we'll mark 6 inches. This we'll prepare it separately, so we have to subtract from the length of the Churidar. 42 inches is the required length, subtract with 6, we'll get 36 inches. I'll let you know how to mark all these measurements. As I said, place the tape on the fold with the length of 42 inches. If you see here, we are running short of the fabric on this part. So to balance it, we'll place the chart and we'll give the markings on this chart. Later we'll cut on this fabric. Place the tape on the bias fold with the length of 42 inches. That means on the bottom line it should be 40, and without disturbing the tape, mark for the 6 inches. This is for the belt size. The round bottom body measurements is here. We have to take a note of all these. On the top of the cone, mark for 6 inches. This would be the belt length. Give the extension of that line. From this top of the marked required line, mark for 24 inches, which would be the knee length. You should not disturb the tape while marking. So on this point, we'll mark the knee round length, which is of 9.5 inches with the ease. So mark for 9.5 inches. Also mark 1 inch for the seaming allowance. And for the large size, the crouch length, as I said, is 15 inches. So from this marked line, mark for 15 inches. This would be the crouch length. And if you want to go for the loose pants, you can add 1 or 1.5 inches from this point and mark it. This is absolutely as per your requirement. But for the large size, 15 inches is more than enough for the perfect fittings. Now we have to mark the hip length. The crouch length, what we took, the same we'll mark here. So 15 inches. Here we have to mark the same 15 inches. And as I said, if you want to go with the loose, then you can add 1 or 1.5 inches here. So the crouch lengthwise is 15 inches and the widthwise is 15 inches. Mark on 15 inches. If you clearly see here, the crouch with the 15 inches, 6 inches is for the belt, and the remaining part we have to join here. Mark towards in with 1.5 inches, and from this point we'll connect to the top of the front line. So from this point, mark upwards with the straight line like this. Now mark the curved line connecting to that point of the required length. So this would be our crotch area. Now for this, add 1 inch seaming allowance. Now we'll join all the side points with this hip curve. If you don't have this tool, you can directly join by connecting all these points like this. So without disturbing the pattern, join all the points with the lines like this, from this crouch markings to the knee length markings. And from knee line to the ankle line like this. I'm done with the draft pattern. Now I'll show you how to cut all this. Start trimming from the belt, that means on the chart. Separate the belt from the crotch area. This we have to separate it because we have to use it, the fabric, efficiently. As we are working with the limited fabric, if you have enough fabric, you can place it directly and cut it. Now I'll cut on the fabric and show you. Cut on this marked line. From this bottom hemline, mark for 4 inches. This would be the opening for the ankle. Also transform these measurements to another side for easy alignment. Now keep this bottom part away. We'll cut the leftover of the crotch. The fabric where it ends, till that point we have to give the marking and give the seaming allowance of 1 inch and cut it. We don't require this part because we have this on the fabric. Now the top part, we'll lay this on the leftover and cut accordingly on the 4 layers. So place this draft, transform the measurements and cut accordingly on these marked lines. See, this part will join with the bottom of the chudi pants. So that seaming allowance also we have to mark. And now we'll mark for the belt on this leftover. So the belt length is of 6 inches. I would be adding 2 inches for the seaming allowance. So total on the 8 inches length. Width wise, fourth part of the hip length is 11 inches. And adding 2 to 3 inches for the ease. So I'd be adding 11 plus 2 inches more, 13 inches. And 1 inch for the seaming allowance. So the belt length would be of 8 inches and the width is of 13 inches. Cut on these marked lines. See, here I am almost done with the drafting and cutting. We'll align the crotch area like this. Place the seaming allowance underneath and you'll get the exact required length. If you see here, the marking should coincide. And this would be the drafting and cutting of the belt. Stay continuing to watch the stitching of this part in the next. If you really like this video, please hit the like icon to support it. Thank you so much for watching.